This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good night, Saeed Khan. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I'm very good, Angel. How are you doing today?
I'm excellent, my friend. Excellent. It's a great pleasure to connect with you again. We did have a conversation that we recorded one time before. I think it's my fault that I lost it or deleted it or something. But I'm glad that you're here again, my friend.
Yeah, no, it's no problem. I appreciate it.
Well, do tell me, what part of the world are you in right now?
So I'm in very cold Toronto, Canada.
Ah, you said very cold. And what type of profile pic is this you have on Skype here, my friend? This doesn't increase warmth.
That's true. It's a snowflake. I think that's just a generic one it sets. I don't think I set that. I don't remember. It's been there. It's been there forever. So yeah, it's totally appropriate. We're expecting a snowstorm tonight. So
I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. I have no idea what that looks like or feels like, but I can imagine. And it's the only thing I'd like it to remain there. I can only imagine.
Well, you're welcome to come up north and experience it anytime,
okay.
in the winter months.
It's okay. Let's get you down here instead of me up there.
Actually, you know what? That's a much better idea.
Well, Saeed, do tell us, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
I have to say it's an indirect connection through product management. So you interviewed a friend of mine who does podcasts, and he's into product management, and I'm into product management. So I think through that connection is how we have connected.
Yeah. Well, I can definitely attest to the warmth of who you are, your personality. Who did you learn that from?
Who did I learn? I don't know. That's a good question. If it wasn't my parents, then I have absolutely no idea who it was from.
Yeah, were they warm, loving people?
Absolutely.
Why will you continue to be that person in spite of how cold life can be?
Yes. Well, my name actually is Persian for happy, so I think that might be part of it.
Well, that's intriguing. Now, happiness does carry some warmth to it, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah, we never say cold happiness. It's always warm and happy.
Yeah, you do need happiness in the cold, however.
Yes.
But tell us about the product management that you do, please.
So I've been in software for about 30 years, believe it or not, and then software product management for a little over 20 years, working in, obviously software companies in Canada and in California. And yes, it was warm in California. I do miss that. And now I consult. I work with customers and help them sort of implement the things that I was doing for many years within companies. So how to create great products and great product teams is the way I would summarize it.
Is it fun doing that, being the consultant as opposed to being in and on the team?
Yes, absolutely. So nothing against my previous employers, but I absolutely love what I'm doing now. It's very satisfying. It's very engaging. It's very intellectually stimulating. It's so many things that, it's hard to explain, but I really do like it. I learn a lot, and I get a lot out of it. So I think it's, maybe I'm dating myself, but at my stage of life, I think it's the right thing for me.
Well, I think there are many people that are listening that are in that space in life. Like, I call it Halftime. It's a book I read by a guy called Bob Burg, I believe. And, you wrote about the second half of your life, be it that after 20 to 30 years of your career. It's really intriguing what you can accomplish. It's like the halftime. It's actually the time when you've built all the knowledge and you've gained some wisdom. Why would you suggest to someone that's listening that they do what you've done by adjusting and doing something that they love, something like consulting?
So I think you have to come to a point. Depends on your priorities. Let me just say that. So for obviously the majority of my life, my priorities were earning a living and supporting my family and raising kids and all of those things. And I'm still doing some of that, but it's gotten to a phase where my kids are older, some of them, and I don't have to worry as much about that steady paycheck as I used to, and so I think that if you have, and I think it's a luxury. I'll be honest, but if you have that luxury to be able to say, look, my interests and what I can give and what I can get are paramount versus what I earn, then it's a good thing. Like I'm not a pauper by any means, but I'm not doing it for the paycheck anymore. Even though, of course, I get paid. So I think the value of taking all that experience and then doing something with it, and what you get back is far greater than a paycheck and a bonus and all that.
Do you think it's something that can be done from a younger age?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it really in some ways it's ageless, but you do need to have a certain amount of experience and expertise in a certain area and credibility. So I think that I know of some consultants who are fairly young, relative to me at least. But I'll just say that as you get older, you've seen a lot more. You can do a lot more pattern matching, and you can bring a lot more to the table. So it depends on the type of consulting, but if you're doing sort of more business and strategic consulting, you probably need a bit more experience and a bit more exposure to the world.
Saeed, let me just correct something. I quoted a book and I said Bob Berg, but it's actually Bob Buford who wrote that book.
Okay.
Yeah, so let me just say that. All right, my friend. Well, here's what. Where's the best place for someone that can connect with you who's listening?
So on the web, the simplest one is through the website, which is transformationlabs.io. So that's the company. Or on Twitter, it's Saeed W. Khan. That's SaeedWkhan. And those are probably the two best places. And if they want to look me up on LinkedIn, and again, Angel, I don't remember the URL, but it's LinkedIn/n/Saeed W. Khan or something like that.
That happened the last time, didn't it?
Yeah.
I
LinkedIn.com/in/Saeed W. Khan. But if you look up Saeed Khan product management on Google, I'm probably the Saeed Khan you see. So.
Love it. All right, Saeed. Well, let's switch gears for a moment now. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Saeed, what is your earliest childhood memory?
So we came to Canada in 1967, and I honestly don't know if this is right when we came to Canada or it was a little later, but this memory I have of very young is I was at home, and I know I wasn't going to school. This is an interesting thing because I went to kindergarten in Canada, but I know I wasn't going to school, and my brother was at school, and I wanted to go outside, and it was very cold outside. It was late autumn or something, and my mother didn't want me to go outside, and I kept begging her, and then finally she let me go outside, and she dressed me up, and I just stepped out in the backyard, and it was freezing cold, and I remember just standing there for a very short period of time, and like let me in, and then I came back inside, and that was it. That's the thing. I don't know if that's the earliest, but it's a very, very early memory for me of just this, I wanted to go outside. And I guess I was too young to understand that, no, it's cold. You don't go outside on a day like this.
That's amazing. Well, how do you see it connecting to who you are today?
Well, you can put it a couple of ways. So you can say either I'm very determined or I'm very stubborn, one or the other. You know, I think I'm pretty firm in my beliefs until I have evidence to the contrary, and maybe that was what happened that day.
Yeah, I love it. I think I totally agree. I think you seem to be that person who is a believer only when you touch it. Other than that, but I think even when we had our first conversation, it connected for me, and it did tonight again, to the perspective of your mother and the opportunity that she gave you. But while giving you it, it was so amazing that she ensured that she had sight on you. So yes, she had to open the door and close the door, but she could see you all the way through.
Yes.
And I think from a consultant perspective, that's what you do. Through your experiences, you now have the ability to allow individuals to either experience a bit of something, like if they're too stubborn, like the guy who says, "No, Saeed, this is how it's done." Okay, show me. Right? But knowing that you know what it feels like can also give that client the opportunity to not have to go through it. And either way, it helps, right? According to the personality.
You know, that's a pretty amazing connection you made. That analogy and that, you know, and yeah, that I think that's true. I mean, it was a sliding glass door for our backyard. So yes, she could absolutely see me. There was no issue, and the yard had a fence, so it's not like I was going to run away. But I think I probably would have taken 3 steps and then returned if I even had thoughts of running away. So, but yeah, no, I think you're right about the consulting. It's you know what to expect, and you know you help people see, and you give them that opportunity, and then you course correct them if they need it. So
that's wonderful. All right, my friend. If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Okay, so this one I actually had to think about, and I looked it up. I'll be honest with you, but it was 1976. So you know when I was born, but it was actually Bohemian Rhapsody. I thought that song came out later, but it was 1976. And what's funny is that was probably one of the first songs I ever really liked. I wasn't really sort of into music earlier, and it came out, and you know, and it's just funny that movie and that song is still popular today.
Yeah, it is. Today, one of my friends, my coworkers, told me he looked at the movie while he was traveling from Houston to Trinidad. He told me that today. I was like, okay, yeah. The guy I'm speaking to tonight, yeah, that's a song he likes.
Well, you know, what's funny is a friend of mine called me up a few weeks ago, maybe it was sometime in January, and he asked me, "Have you seen that movie yet?"
Wow.
I said, "No, I haven't." And he goes, "Oh my God, you have to see that movie." And it's funny because we never agree on movies, and he's never so emphatic, and yet he was just raving about it. So I will have to see it, but
I as well.
I haven't seen it yet.
All right, my friend. Well, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. Says yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here, though. Are you ready, Saeed?
Yes.
Saeed, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Does Netflix count? If so, maybe.
What do you look at Netflix on? The screen or a TV, a smart TV?
On a computer.
All right, let's do screen time then. Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
8 hours? No, absolutely not.
All right. If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Saeed W. Khan, what would you say that is?
Change is a process, not an event. So this is something that I say all the time. In fact, I said it today, and you know, it's just a truism that, you know, if we want to change, it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah,
it takes effort.
I love that. Let him go out in the cold and feel it.
You know, it's amazing. I remember that to this day. I don't know what it was about that, but that whole thing. And the more I think about it, the more I remember. You know, I think I upset that she wouldn't let me go out in the beginning. I just, it's hard to tell because it was so long ago.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing how memories evolve in our lives. It's really amazing because first you live it, and then it passes you, and then you get to interpret it a second time by remembering it and the wisdom in it, your mother, and because you have children, and it's really amazing the power of a memory. Saeed, again, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
No, I think, the thing, treat people well, and, treat people like you want to be treated. And just, don't worry about the little things. I think that's another one I always kind of try and follow. So otherwise, I hope everyone has a wonderful day and a wonderful evening, wherever they are.
Love it, Saeed Khan. Thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazel Enterprise.